So you're getting into a real estate deal in Long Beach, California. And one of the biggest questions on your mind is probably, what's the appraisal going to cost me? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the official cost estimates for 2025 and 2026 so you know exactly what to budget.
Look, we know you're busy. This is one of those hurdles in pretty much any property deal in the LBC. So let's just get right to the numbers you need to know, shall we?
All right, so what's the magic number? Budgeting for an appraisal is a really crucial step, so let's break down exactly what you should expect to set aside. We're not going to make you wait for it. We're going to give you the answers right up front. First, the bottom line numbers, and then we'll get into where they come from. So let's kick it off with the most common appraisal fee. Okay, the most common fee you're likely to see is $800. Think of this as the standard rate for your typical properties, a single-family home or a condominium right here in Long Beach. Now, if you're looking at a manufactured home, the cost bumps up just a little bit to $850. This just reflects some of the unique factors and specific guidelines that go into appraising these types of properties. And finally, if you're dealing with a multifamily property, we're talking 2 to 4 units, the appraisal cost climbs to $1,000. And that makes sense, right? It accounts for the extra complexity of valuing multiple homes and all that potential rental income. So those are the main numbers, 800, 850, and 1,000. But let's put them all side by side. It's really helpful to see how they apply to different property types and, maybe just as important, how long you can expect this whole process to take. This table really lays it all out perfectly. You see your single-family homes and condos both sitting there at $800. Manufactured homes, like we said, come in at $850, and those multifamily properties are at $1,000. But check out that last column. This is a huge takeaway. Consistency. No matter what kind of property it is, the expected turnaround is a standard 10 business days. That is absolutely critical for planning your timeline. So are we just pulling these numbers out of thin air? Are they just estimates? Nope, not at all. They actually come from a very specific and really reliable source. And understanding that source is key, not just for VA loans, but for pretty much the whole market. So the source for all this is the official VA fee schedule. It's exactly what it sounds like, a document from the Department of Veterans Affairs that basically sets the maximum prices for appraisals on VA loans. That makes it a super reliable benchmark. Now, this is why that VA schedule is so useful, even if you're not getting a VA loan. The source itself says these fees are a strong reference for what other lenders are probably going to charge in the area. It pretty much sets the local market standard. To really get the context here, a few details are super important. This fee schedule has been in place since late 2021, and because Long Beach is in Los Angeles County, it falls under the fee structure for this major metro area. It's also worth noting that these rates are specific to LA County, so they'll probably be different if you're looking at properties somewhere else in California. Okay, we've covered the numbers and we've covered the source, so what do you actually do with all this information? Let's get to the most important part, what you should take away from all this and your next steps. Your takeaway here really comes down to 3 simple steps. First, use these numbers, $800, $850, or $1,000 as a really solid starting point for your budget. You can feel confident with these. Second, just remember the context. These are technically VA rates, but they're an excellent benchmark for the whole industry. And third, and this is the most crucial step of all, always confirm the final fee directly with your lender before you commit to anything. So there you have it, a clear, data-backed answer to one of the biggest questions in Long Beach real estate. The mystery of the appraisal fee is officially solved. You've got the numbers, you've got the context, and now you can plan your next move with a whole lot more confidence. You're one big step closer to your goal.